Test 1, 2, 3. Test check, check.
I can hear you now. The story circles, it comes back around. We chant a call and watch them all go through. That door I never saw, I never knew. Me and you, we come from earth and water. Straight from that mountain's daughter. Back to the mother, we must journey now. Sound, hear it now. That holy tree is upside down, branches in the ground. Those roots in sky open third eye, now past the nectar out. Inside the heart is that eternal space. That melody showed me my own true face. You chant a call, I chant a call. All in the one, one in the all. Love on the rise, it never falls. Reach out your hand and I can pull you in. Reach out your hand and I can pull you in. Oh,
Testing, testing, testing. Blessings, blessings. Excellent, excellent. Good morning. How is everyone? How many of you were at the concert or watched from home last night? Was it off the chart good? Oh, welcome to Unity Naples. You know, we held our first morning meditation in this room today at 9:30, and the difference, can you feel the difference in the atmosphere? 20 minutes of meditation in this room. So thank you, Vera facilitated our meditation today, and it was lovely. So there was a man. Well, let me introduce myself. My name is Reverend Denise Schubert. I am your interim spiritual leader as we move into our summer together. And it's just a joy to be here. Everything, you are wonderful. You can see we've lifted the mask mandate. And we mean no disrespect to those who still want to wear a mask, so this entire half of the room is dedicated to you, people who want to wear masks with other masked people. Non-masked people over here, and we'll keep monitoring it, and hopefully this is a good comfort zone for everyone because the CDC has lifted the mandate for masks. So I'd like to start my service with humor. So we're going to talk about a man who's walking along a California beach. And if I'm from California, so the California beaches are not really quite as beautiful as Naples beaches, but lovely nonetheless. And he said, all of a sudden, he said out loud, "Lord, please grant me one wish." And suddenly the sky clouded above his head, and in a booming voice, the Lord said, "Because you have tried to be faithful to me in all ways, I will grant you one wish." The man said, "Please, Lord, build a bridge to Hawaii so I can drive over any time I need to see beautiful sights and alleviate the high level of stress in my life." And the Lord said, "Your request is ridiculous." She said, "Think of the logistics. The steel, the concrete it would take. I can do it, but it would be so hard simply to justify an intervention in your stress level. Have you ever tried meditating?" So the guy took a breath and he said, "Okay, all right." He goes, "All right." Finally, he said, "Lord, I wish that I could understand women. I want to know how they really feel, what they're thinking, what they mean when they give me the silent treatment, why they cry, what they mean when they say, 'Oh, it's nothing.' And most important, how can I make a woman truly happy?" And the Lord said, "You want 2 lanes or 4? So welcome to our Sunday celebration service. We really do come here to celebrate life, to enjoy it. We have Beth Williams will be our platform assistant today. We have 2 of our prayer chaplains holding the high watch, which simply means that they are intentionally, consciously sitting in a meditative state, holding that we are all under God's care when we're here together. The masks we've covered. We are a social media friendly church, so if we want you to silence your phones, of course, but if you want to let people know where you are and how much fun you're having, please feel free to do that. So let us now bring up our music team, the amazing Jesse and Amy and Erica.
Yes. Welcome, Unity. Happy Sunday. All right, you know this one, so come on up. Let's loosen up those bones and sing this little light of mine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere you go. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, let it shine. One more time. This little light of mine, come on. I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, you know that I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Woo!
Whew. We're going to speed up so we can go slow. Oh, so beautiful. So take a breath. Take a breath. I'm going to read our operating community's purpose statement. I've been introducing this the last couple of weeks so we could find a higher why for our coming together. Besides, it's just a lot of fun to be together. So I'm going to read it, and then we'll take a moment of centering, a moment to just turn within together as I do an opening prayer for our service. So just let these words wash over you and to see if you can feel into the meaning of them. So our community purpose statement, why we are here. Our purpose is to inspire, educate, and empower individuals to experience themselves as unique and individualized expressions of God, the love intelligence that governs the universe. We are committed to not merely a theoretical understanding of our oneness and unity with God, but to consciously practice this truth in our everyday lives. Through celebration, service, study, prayer, and fellowship, we are committed to the transformation of our personal lives and to being a powerful and beneficial presence on our planet. With the energy of unconditional love, please say with me, simply, we are here for God.
I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my joy over the mountains. I send my joy over the sea. I send my joy into the heavens, and it returns to me.
Oh, and so take a moment and just look around this beautiful sanctuary, the beautiful lake, the greenery, how peaceful it is. When you're ready, just begin to close your outer eyes and open your inner eyes. Begin to gaze into that space and place and dimension within you that is whole, that is perfect, that is peaceful, that is calm, that is creative. Your very connection with all that is, the infinite, your very connection with everyone that is, all beings, all animals, all plants. We are one. And so it is from this place of connection that I simply speak a word of blessing upon this service on this day, knowing that we arrive open-hearted, open-minded, receptive, ready to be transformed, ready to be lifted, ready to be inspired, ready to be healed, whatever it is that our heart is wanting on this day, it is here.
send my peace over the mountains. I send my peace over the sea. I send my peace into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my love, over the mountains. I send my love, over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me, and it returns to me.
And so we give thanks. We give thanks for this opportunity to commune with each other. And so it is. Amen. So it's my pleasure today. We have a wonderful guest speaker. I know his name. I wanted to give you a little more information about him. Yes. Oh, for God's sakes. Okay. His name is Reverend Clive Delaporte. And it's just my pleasure to, I haven't known him for long, but however long I've known him, he makes me laugh. And he's wonderful, wonderful. I'm so happy he's here with us. So let me just give you a little bit of information about him. He is an ordained Unity minister, a licensed Unity teacher, a certified integrated wellness life counselor and coach, and currently completing his affiliation as a CSL minister as well. Clive Delaporte Ministries provides online and on-site content, classes, events, and services empowering holistic and abundant spiritual living for New Thought Ministries and its members. He is currently, well, he's not on sabbatical today, but he is currently on sabbatical. Furthering his, I realize what this says here is good, continuing his continuing education and working on a new ministry training program called New Church, empowering New Thought Ministries to thrive in a post-pandemic world. Please give Reverend Clive some love. No.
Beth, you're up.
You deep. But first, our theme for the month is an awakened world. Today's topic is the transformation of an awakened life. The reading for the day is from the book To You, Love God by Will Bowen. To you. When you worry, you sit downstream, fretting over what the flowing current of life might bring. What you fail to realize is that worry actually places the very thing that you fear into the stream above you. Your anxious predictions then float by, and you conclude that your worrying was justified. Beloved one, know that worry anticipates, therefore worry creates. You were not born to worry. It was taught to you and reinforced by your own experience until it became habitual. Begin now to create a new habit. It was taught to you and reinforced, Begin now to create a new habit. Whenever you notice yourself beginning to worry, replace your troubling thoughts with thoughts of blessings and statements of faith. Give thanks for what is going well. Place positive expectations into the stream above you, and know that soon, very soon, they will drift down into what you call reality. Love God.
I'd like to introduce Reverend Clive.
Wait.
Denise.
We're going to do a song first. And then if you want to give me
I'm
that, I'll
clearly
just read it all
anxious for
again.
you to be up there.
She's having a day, guys. Let's give her grace. There's been a change in me, a kind of moving on. The one I used to be, I still depend upon. For now I realize that good can come from bad. That may not make me wise, but oh, it makes me glad. And I never thought I'd leave behind my childhood dreams, but I don't mind. For now I love the world I see. No change of heart, a change in me. For in my dark despair, I slowly understood my perfect world out there had disappeared for good. But in its place, I feel a truer life begin, and it's so good and real. It must come from within, and I never thought I'd leave behind my childhood dreams, but I don't mind. I'm who and where I'm meant to be. No change in heart, a change in me. No change of heart, a change in me.
And now, thank you. Now please welcome Reverend Clive Delaporte.
Are you sure it's me now? The music team, thank you for that blessing, that inspiration, that setting the sacred space. Not a change of heart. It's one. Yes, good morning. Check 1, 2, 3. Going out live.
Just in case.
just in case. Okay. How's that? All right. Well, greetings. Unity of Naples. Denise, thank you for that warm introduction. And my gratitude to both Denise and the board for the invitation to serve and minister to you today as your guest speaker. And thank you, masked and unmasked, for blessing us with your presence and participation as we come into a time of spiritual fellowship and community today. My talk and teaching is aligned with the theme for October, an awakened life, an awakened world. And how appropriate is it that in 2021, in May 2021, we are being invited to revisit the idea of being aware of our awakening and living from that consciousness in our everyday daily lives. How's it going? How's 2021 unfolding for you? I was amused to see a Facebook posting recently that went something like this. OMG. 2021, what a disaster. It's like 2020 turned 21 and started binge drinking. I believe we find ourselves in 2021 in the divine paradox of disappointment and desire. Disappointment and desire. Disappointment may be, from time to time, how things are manifesting and unfolding in our material world, and a reawakening of the desire for that which is divinely true, divinely right, and divinely good. Apparently, I had a timer on. Boy, things are really going well today. You see, like most things in life, and one of the blessings that we have in our New Thought philosophy is that our intention, more often than not, determines the experience that we have. And so when we look at the totality of 2021, it's a maybe, maybe not situation. I'm reminded of a story of a village elder in a Mongolian village who was the owner of a prized white mare. And one day the mare went missing. And that evening the villagers came over to his yurt. A yurt is a Mongolian tent, a round tent. These can be taken down and transported, and you can nomadically move around if you want to. The village came over to his yurt and expressed and shared their absolute regret and sorrow for this terrible thing that had happened to his family. And he took a moment, and his response was, well, maybe, maybe not. 3 days later, the mare returned, followed by this beautiful, black, majestic stallion. And the village elder was now the proud owner of a white mare and a beautiful, black, majestic stallion. And that evening, the villagers came over to his yurt, and they said that they were so happy for the wonderful blessing and good fortune that had been visited on him and his family. And the village elders said, maybe, maybe not. A few days later, his 16-year-old son took it upon himself to break in the stallion. And of course, you might have figured it out by now, the stallion threw him, he fell to the ground, and broke his leg in 3 places. And that evening, the village came over to his yurt, stood outside his front door, and said how sorry and how grateful they were for this terrible thing that visited itself upon him and his family. And his response was, maybe, maybe not. One more and then we're done. A month later, the news went out in Mongolia that war was imminent. The army would be coming around to recruit young men to join the fight against a neighboring country. They came to the village to recruit every young man 16 years or older, and his son, who had suffered that terrible injury, was not required to enlist because of his injury. And his response to that was, of course, maybe, maybe not. You see, 2021 can possibly be for us a divinely anointed and appointed time, seeded and pregnant with divine potential and possibility. A blessed time for us to step out of what is past and old and no longer serves our best and highest good, and to step into what is now and new and forward into what is next, better, and best. If we set our intention and our desire to do so. This is a time for faith. Am I on the standing mic or the walking mic? This is a time for faith. I apologize, I'm a walker. I find that a lot of my inspiration comes live, and sometimes I have to walk to find the divine Wi-Fi, you know, to get the best signal. It's really true, you know, I spend a lot of time during the week preparing my talks, and very often I'll get home on a Sunday afternoon and review them, and my first reaction was, where did that come from? So there's a divine thing that happens when you're a minister and a speaker and a teacher. When you are at home alone preparing your message for the day, it's one thing. When you walk into the sanctuary and together we've created this sacred space, it's a whole new live situation, right? And if you want to serve the needs of your community, you have to make sure that in your teaching on Sunday, you have left sacred space for divine insight and inspiration while you're standing at the podium. And to trust that. In the very beginning, I remember I used to write every single word down and rehearse it a few times. And then I'd be standing at the podium and I'd get this inspiration and I'd go, no. There's no space for that. And I learned this wonderful lesson once. At the hug line every Sunday, I had an angel who would come through every single Sunday, hug me, and tell me how bad my Sunday message was. And where he thought it could be improved. And then, one Sunday morning, I showed up for my Sunday talk having printed the wrong message. And I stood up at the podium and opened the cover and realized that it wasn't the message that was prepared for that day. And so I winged it for 25 minutes. And that day, he came through the hug line, he hugged me, and he said, not only my best message, but quite certainly the best message he'd ever heard. And so it helped me understand that a lot of what the divine has prepared for us on Sunday mornings doesn't happen on Tuesday evening or Thursday evening or Friday morning. Those are just the bones and the skeleton. The meat happens right here in this room as I'm standing here right now, and energetically and consciously we are connecting and collaborating together. And so returning to my teaching for today, this is a time for faith. 2021 is a time for us to return to that essential foundational spiritual practice and principle of faith. It is a time for the spiritual integrity and a time for the spiritual authenticity that comes in and through faith. This is not a time to fake it until we make it. This is a time to faith it until we make it. Right? This is a time for spiritual integrity and authenticity like we've not had before. It is my sincere impression that what is next for us is better and best than what was past. Faith is an extremely empowering spiritual principle, but it only has effect in your life if you practice it. When we practice divine principles, they fulfill their divine purpose. Divine principles are like seeds planted in the soil and the consciousness of our hearts and our minds. When we take time to cultivate the soil of the heart, the seed will sprout, it will grow, it will flower, and it will fruit, and it will produce the divine harvest of good it was ordained and anointed to produce. Faith allows us to behold what is next, better, and best. Faith allows us to believe what is next, better, and best. And faith allows us to become what is next, better, and best. Of course, moving away from what is past, living more fully invested in the present, and then stepping forward in faith into what is the future requires us to navigate some obstacles. Yes? And so faith is also our spiritual GPS, our God positioning system. Yes? When we are guided by faith, we are enabled and empowered to navigate our way through leaving behind what no longer serves us, receiving what is now present for our future, highest, best, and good. Faith empowers us to do that. And this is how we live an awakened life, when we live empowered by faith. And that empowering is a transformational experience. I do want to take a moment to shout out. I'm seeing some familiar faces of old friends from the Fort Myers region. Thank you so much for coming out today and visiting me and us here. I hope to get a chance to say hello to you afterwards. Where was I? Yes. And so faith is so powerful and so important to the spiritual integrity and authenticity we need now more than ever. Here's the very, very cool thing about divine principles. I shared with you that they are like seeds. You know that a seed contains everything it needs to become what it is divinely purposed to become? When you plant an acorn in the soil of your garden, the acorn doesn't need you to tell it how to be an acorn. It doesn't need you to tell it how to become an oak tree. It has that divine pattern, that divine presence, and that divine power within it. It simply needs you to provide the seeding, the soil, for it to fulfill its divine purpose. It's exactly the same for spiritual principles in our lives. They have no benefit to us unless we commit to practice them. Unless we commit to connect with them and communicate with them and collaborate with them and allowing them to do their work in and through us. God can only do for us what God can do in us and through us. Denise, I think that might be a direct quote of your teaching last Sunday. I think I heard it in there somewhere. And so there's something that is ours to do. Often we are disappointed with the material manifestations in our lives, with the material conditions and circumstances in our lives, in our ministry, and in our world. And the divine is calling us to be more active. The divine is calling us to be activists and advocates for that which is divinely true, right, and good. Reminding us that we are disappointed with the results we're not getting from the work we're not doing. Yes? We are disappointed with the results we're not getting from the work we're not doing. The beauty of the New Thought philosophy is that God is infinite and omnipotently good and can do anything in and through us. God is calling us into this divine collaboration. God is calling us into this divine cooperation. God is saying to us, let me demonstrate my good in and through you. Come into an awakened life experience and be transformed by my presence and power as it does its work in and through you. Last Sunday, Reverend Denise talked very eloquently about the transformational experience and caterpillars and butterflies. When I think of transformation and caterpillars and butterflies, a cartoon comes to mind. It's a cartoon of a caterpillar and a butterfly sitting at a table in a coffee shop. And the air quote above the caterpillar is, "My goodness, how you've changed." Right? We all like change. We understand that change is part of living and life and the human experience. We are all curious and courageous when it comes to change. We just love stepping out of the box of our comfort zone to explore what's out there. And yet within us, there's that part that tells us that is where the magic happens. Another cartoon comes to mind. 2 circles. The first circle over here, your comfort zone. The other circle out here, where the magic happens. Right? God is asking us. God is inviting us. God is taking our disappointments and our desire in the divine dance, the divine paradox, and encouraging us to step out of our comfort zone, especially in 2021. To step out of our comfort zone into that place where magic happens, where we are able to explore divine potential and possibility because it's already there, waiting for us to embrace it, to connect with it, and to collaborate with it. And faith as our spiritual GPS, our God positioning system, will guide us through that which holds us back, releasing into that which takes us forward, receiving, that we might move on and upward into our divine best and highest good. And you might say, I'm not ready. Well, who is? And when will you be? And if not now, when? And if not you, who? And so we see in the truth of this year that faces us a lot of regret, a lot of heartache, a lot of suffering for a lot of people. But yet in the dynamic of our humanity and our divinity, we see this divine opportunity. And it's inviting us to embrace it. It's inviting us to step out of some old ideas, to open our heart to some new, bold ideas. It's inviting us to recognize that some of these old ideas no longer serve our best and highest good. It's encouraging us to just consider that there's a newness happening. And in that newness lies our transformation. And in that newness lies our transcendence and our transition from what is old to what is new, next, better, and best. I have a dream. Like Dr. Reverend Martin Luther King Jr., I have a dream. It's a dream that touches my heart every single day. It's a divine dream that desires to be dreamed and demonstrated by and through me. A dream and a vision that is seeded with divine good. It desires to be dreamed and demonstrated by each of us, individually, and all of us, collectively. In its demonstration is the transformation of every dimension of our being and every aspect of our human experience. This dream calls us to live open-hearted in the awakened awareness of our oneness with God and in the curiosity and courage of transforming who we are, how we live, how we do ministry, how we show up in the world, and the results that we achieve individually and collectively. It's a dream that uplifts our vision to look forward, upward, and onward, and not back in regret and disappointment. To look forward in hope, in faith, beholding, believing, and becoming the vision of what is new and next for each one of us. Well, you might be sitting there thinking, that's all very blah, blah, blah. All very happy clappy, easy weasy. I'm not sure where that easy weasy thing came from. How do I make this manifestation in my life? How do I incorporate this manifestation in my ministry? How do I make it possible in our world? I'm a golfer. I believe I am dealing with some karmic issues from a previous life. I believe my passion for golf is just one of the ways that I'm working out some bad karma from a previous life. One of the very cool things about golf is that when your golf swing goes awry, and it happens often, your coach will always tell you, go back to the basics. Go back to the foundation. Go back to the principles and practice those principles. As we open our individual and collective hearts this year in 2021, to the divine potential and possibility that's trying to touch our hearts with desire, we need to stick to the basics. Go back to the foundational practices. We need to live in divine conscious awareness, being divinely attuned through meditation, divinely aligned through prayer, divinely connected, plugged in and powered up, collaborating with divine presence and power, awakened, alive, in all that we think, in all that we feel, in all that we say, and all that we do. We need to claim the integrity and authenticity of spirit and bring ourselves into alignment with that. In closing today, my benediction and blessing for you is the quote from the New Thought writer James Allen. Dream your lofty dreams, and as you dream, so shall you become. Your vision is the promise of what you shall one day be, and the prophecy of what you shall at last achieve. And together we affirm, and so it is. Thank you. As Jesse and Amy prepare to lead us into a time of prayer and realization, I said to Jamie this morning, I shared with him that the song that they chose for our prayer today was a song that was very instrumental in my own spiritual awareness and realization. I came into New Thought philosophy through yoga practice and the teachings of Paramahansa Yogananda. And the music of Sanatam Kaur was always on my playlist. And this particular song was number one on my morning playlist for about 6 months. I invite you to open your heart to its words and inspiration.
It's by thy grace that I sing. It's by thy grace that I sing. It's by thy grace that I sing your holy name. It's by thy grace that I feel. It's by thy grace that I feel. It's by thy grace that I feel your holy name.
relaxing your body, quieten your mind, center your awareness in the sacred space of your heart. Invite the recognition and realization that there is only one God, one divine presence, one divine power, active in the universe, in you and your life. God the good, omnipotent. Be heart-centered in the peace of that knowing.
Someday the day shall come when all the glory shall be thine. People will say it is yours, and I shall deny not mine. It's by thy grace that I sing. Oh, it's by thy grace that I sing. It's by thy grace that I sing your holy name. Allah, Jehovah, Rama, Satanama. Allah, Jehovah, Rama, Satanama. Peace to all, life to all, love to all.
Heart-centered again to the feeling of hope for 2021 and what is next and better and best in us, our lives, our ministry, and in the world. Invite a feeling of gratitude. Gratitude for the good that is and the good that is coming to be. Today we speak this word of truth into the law of life. In faith we anoint our desire and intention for a life, a ministry, and a world demonstrating greater divine truth, right and good for all. In peace and gratitude we release this faithful anointing into divine presence and power. God the omnipotent, knowing with assurance, ease and grace that it is done, and so it is.
Peace to all, life to all, love to all. Peace to all, life to all, love to all.
Amen.
Amen.
It was so worth the wait. So, God, so good. So, wow, look at all these beautiful faces. Where's our Fort Myers group? Hey, Fort Myers. So nice to see you. Thank you for joining us today. So now is a time for us as a community to support our community with our treasure. You know, this community, look around. This is our spiritual family, our spiritual home, our spiritual campus. And it's kind of normal when a minister leaves, as Reverend Mark has, for the community to contract. It's a little normal in COVID situations for us to contract. It's a little normal when the Northerners all go back to Ohio for us to contract. So I just really invite you to know that I invite you into not contracting, to actually digging deeper so that we can continue to be a space where these principles, these practices, and this consciousness can be offered to all who are seeking. So, so we say together, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And Jesse will tell you how you can give.
Thank you, Rev Denise. And thank you, Rev Clive, for that amazing message. There are a few ways, as always, for you to give. The easiest way is text to give. Everyone has a cell phone. Just send the word give to 239-230-4704. Again, the number 239-230-4704. If it's your first time giving like this, you will receive a link with instructions. If you have given this way before, it's super easy. Just simply text a dollar amount to this number and you're done. You can also give through our website, unitynaples.org/giving. There's a Donate Now button at the top of the page. And lastly, you can also always mail a check to Unity Naples. The address is 2000 Unity Way, Naples, Florida, 34112. For anyone in the sanctuary giving today, there is a drop box in the back of the sanctuary on your way out that you can drop cash or a check in. Just want to say thank you so much to everyone who came to our concert last night. It was amazing. Matt and O did an incredible job filming and streaming it. So we're actually, yes, amazing. So it's really cool is we can actually leave the stream up and you can still buy a ticket to watch it online. Definitely do it. It looks and sounds amazing. So if you go to unitynaples.org, go to the calendar, and then the event is in there, and you can buy that $10 ticket, and you can watch it all you want until we take the link down. Might be a week, not sure how long it's going to be, but you can still go on and watch that if you'd like to. So how about these ladies? They're going to do another tune for us.
Let's welcome up Erica.
Yay.
He said, I've been where you've been before, down every hallway's a slamming door. There's no way out, no one to come and save me, wasting the life the good Lord gave. And somebody said what I'm saying to you, opened my eyes and showed me the truth. He said, just a little faith, it'll all get better. I followed that preacher man down to the river, and now I'm changed, and now I'm stronger. There must be something in the water. Oh, there must be something in the water. Well, I heard what he said and I went on my way. Didn't think about it for a couple of days. Then it hit me like lightning late one night. I was all out of hope and all out of fight. Couldn't fight back the tears, so I fell to my knees, saying, God, if you're there, come and rescue me. Felt love pouring down from above. Got washed in the water, washed in the blood, and now I'm changed, and now I'm stronger. There must be something in the water. Oh, there must be something in the water. Now I'm singing along my face, got joy in my heart, angels on my side. Thank God Almighty, I saw the light. I'm looking ahead, no turning back. Gonna live each day, give it all I have. Trust in someone bigger than me. Ever since the day that I believed I am changed, and now I'm stronger. Must be something in the water. There must be something in the water. Oh, there must be something in the water. There must be something in the water. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Me. Oh my God, we're so doing church today. You know, a couple weeks ago we said, we've been humanity thousands of years. God, please fix this. Please do something. And God said, I did. I sent you. Right? So here we are. So awesome. By the way, this concert so worth $10. In fact, you should raise the price before they go get it.
I'm going to raise the price in 24 hours. So you have okay.
No, okay. Oh, let's just take a moment and give thanks. I want to consecrate our offering and a couple of final announcements on my part. We give thanks for everything given on this day, whether it was a song, a prayer, a talk, or our treasure. We give thanks for it, for I know that everything that we give in the spirit of joy and generosity lifts, multiplies, and expands the good. I bless the Unity community knowing that we are better, bigger, and best in 2021. And so it is. So a quick shout out to all the women. We did our Wise Women's Tea. It's something I've done for years and years in my congregations. We did our first one, 28 women from 92 old to 6 young were present. So thank you all. It was so wonderful. We also have a very high intention this year to attract the millennials and younger people. And we've been activating our meetup, and Linda Collins, who does our beautiful crystal bowls, had 6 new people come from that venue. So 12 people at the crystal bowls this past Wednesday. So thank you all, just beautiful. If you are a first-time visitor with us today, first of all, you're really smart to be here today and lucky, divinely guided. If you would raise your hand, our usher is going to bring you a present you are going to love. I'm telling you, don't be shy. We're not going to ask you to do anything weird. Just raise your hand, and somebody's going to come bring you something. Come on, raise. We just want you to truly know that whoever you are, wherever you are on your spiritual journey, no matter who you are truly, truly welcomed here. And I hope you found something of value that will bring you back again and again to meet, to become a part of this amazing community. A last shout out to I'm holding a workshop this coming Saturday called A Life of Spiritual Power, Vision, Commitment, Congruence. And it is truly 3 hours that will change your life. It's all about walking your walk and talking your talk and living in power and authenticity. So 9 to 12 here on campus live in our fellowship hall. And Beth, please.
Thank you. So a few more announcements here. We have some wonderful activities and events for the month of May, and they're coming up, and they're in your bulletin, and you can always register for any of them on our website. So first off, join Rev Denise every Wednesday at 6 p.m. for our midweek service, Wisdom Wednesdays. They're streamed live on Facebook and on YouTube, and the topics and conversations of being awakened in the mind and lift the spirit and open the heart, they will all be explored. Our next Wrap with the Rev is scheduled for Sunday, June 6th, immediately following Sunday service right here in the sanctuary. And this is a time set aside to get to know Rev Denise and to get to know each other and ask any questions you might have about Unity Naples and begin to explore ways that you might want to participate in the community. We will hold our summer membership class on Saturday, June 26th from 9 till noon on campus and on Zoom. If you're interested in formal community membership, this is the place for you to be. And we are now offering pre-service meditation right here in the sanctuary from 9:30 to 9:45 every Sunday, and offering one-on-one prayer service after the service back in the chapel. The doors to the sanctuary will close at 9:30 so as to enjoy the silence together. So that's for the meditation, which was this morning for the first time here, and it was really amazing. I invite you all to attend. You'll love it. And finally, if you need prayer, you can email the prayer chaplains at prayer@unitynaples.org. You can call our office at 239-775-3009, and someone will get back to you. Or for immediate prayer, call the Unity Prayer Hotline, which is open 24/7 at 816-969-2000. So all of these events are in your bulletin and on our webpage and on Facebook. So next, every month we have an affirmation that we do each week, which is located in your bulletin. And we will do this in a call and response where I will read a line and you will repeat after me. So I invite you all to stand. Thank you. And the thing about affirmations is that when we say them like we mean them with energy and enthusiasm. So I'll start. The beloved community is one.
The beloved community is one.
Like leaves on the same tree.
Like leaves on the same tree.
And stars in the same sky.
And stars in the same sky.
All beings are my brothers and sisters.
All beings are my brothers and sisters.
All animals, my relatives.
All animals, my relatives.
Today, I soften my personal boundaries and know.
Today, I soften my personal boundaries and know.
I am a me and I am a we.
I am a me and I am a we.
I let it be, and so it is.
I let it be, and so it is.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
Peace song. Don't leave here with anything on your heart. Our prayer chaplains are willing, able, and desiring to do 1-minute miracles with you back in the chapel. So if you would like a prayer before you leave today, please go back and see them.
All right, come on and sing along with us. Let there be peace on earth. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator,
Now our prayer of protection.
Together we say.
Together we say. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Thank you, community.